The fact that Jesus is appearing all over the world, almost every nation, for the last 2,000 years, to Hindus, to Buddhists, to Muslims, to Jews, and they're converting. I don't know of any other faith that could make such a claim. So this is I think, a unique phenomenon. There's even I think Bart's aware of this because he referenced Philip Wiebe's book, Visions of Jesus, which I'm had enjoyed reading in preparation for my book, and he talks about how there's even a separate study in the psychological understanding of the paranormal and of these type of things called Christic visions, because they're so common and there's so many. This is happening so often, and so that's what I would say is it's really truly a unique phenomenon with, again, the person of Jesus. So this is just another line of evidence to add to all these others that we've been talking about that I think suggests this Jesus rose from the dead.
Okay. Bart.
Well, I don't really have anything to say about it. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you do, Bart.
Oh no, I really don't. I mean, because I don't think it's any evidence of anything. I mean,
Okay.
People have dreams about all sorts of things. It doesn't mean the thing is real. I mean, so I'm sorry, I've never thought about it, studied it. I read this book, and it was
a good book, wasn't it?
It was very weird, very strange. I don't believe it really happened. As you know, the film disappeared.
I don't. But he interviewed, just so you know, he's talking about a film that they believe they saw Jesus. I don't buy that either.
Okay.
But there was 32 individuals he interviewed that gave people from Canada, people from Australia, people from America that gave powerful. I was convinced that they had
the fact
seen
people
the risen
have
Jesus.
Dreams and visions of something like
Yeah,
Christ.
well, it's not true that
for you.
it's not true that it only happens in Christianity, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
what other?
Well, it's very
places
famous
do we
in the
see it?
ancient world. I mean, people in one of the great healing gods of the Greeks was Asclepius, and the way the healing rituals worked is that there was a shrine of Asclepius. He was a divine being, a Greek divine being who could heal people, and people who had a problem. They had breast cancer, or they had a maimed limb, or they had cancer. They had whatever they had. They were blind. They'd go to an Asclepium. It was called Asclepion, and it would they would. The way it worked is you would go to sleep in there, and you'd spend the night, and Asclepius would come to the person and heal them. And we have abundant testimony, hundreds of testimonies that this worked. And we actually have a number of these Asclepia that have been dug up by archaeologists that they're actually pretty interesting, because they would make representations of the body part that got healed. And so you'd have their walls covered with breasts and penises and arms and eyes and ears, depending on what. And so it was all based on a dream cult. And Asclepius isn't the only one. We have all sorts of cults involving Zeus, for example. And so throughout history, of course, there have been lots of cults that claim that they're, the person is being dreamed of and healing them.
Oh, that is fascinating. History. I've learned a lot about Asclepius, but I just have to ask you, Bart, who has Asclepius appeared to lately?
Just last night, I had a really interesting dream, and it proves that Asclepius was raised from the dead, because I dreamed about it.
Let me ask you this: if people from all over the world started thinking that Asclepius was appearing to them, or Apollonius of Tyana, or Moroni, or any of them, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't you go, wow, there may be something?
That would be
to
something.
This.
Yeah, that would be something.
But it's happening with Jesus.
I don't think so.
No, it's a fact that it's happening.
No, it's not.
It's just whether or not he's actually appearing to them.
There are 8 billion. There are 8 billion people in the world. The people who've never heard of Jesus do not have dreams of him.
No, one of the examples in my book is Samuel Morris, a guy from Libya, and he heard the voice of Jesus. He went to Taylor. I don't know if you heard of Taylor University. They have a statue for him. They dedicated a whole hall for him. He had never heard of Jesus. He heard the voice of Jesus. He survived this tribal attack. It's an amazing story. I mean, again,
it's amazing. Great.
Like Pincus Lapide, you should look into these. Great. These are powerful. Yeah. But there definitely are people who have never heard of Jesus, and they have these visions. They have these dreams.
For early access to shows and for bonus content, register now at thebigconversation.show.